standard form. Find x and y-intercepts. Let's start off with reviewing how I explained the summary lesson in the notes that you already took by clicking the Learn with an example. So here, the idea is that if you want to find an x-intercept of an equation given in standard form, then you plug in 0 wherever the y is. And if you're trying to find the y-intercept, then you would plug a 0 wherever the x is. So always plug a 0 in the opposite variable. That's what will give you the intercept. So in this case, if we're looking for the x-intercept, which is on the x-axis, where y is equal to 0, you plug y equals 0, or of 0 into y, in the equation and solve for x. So if you look at this equation, which is given 6x plus 7y equals 6, you replace this y with a 0. That means 7 times 0 becomes 0, just goes away, disappears, covered up. You're left with 6x is equal to 6. So we write 6x equals 6. Now we're looking at a one-step equation. 6 times something is 6. You can already think in your head, oh, that's got to be 1. So if we divide both sides by 6, we get x equals 1. The x-intercept is 1. Now let's think about the y-intercept, even though it's not shown here. So let's just picture it in your head. If you're plugging in a 0 where the x is to figure out y, that would make this term disappear. So you would be left with 7y equal to 6. Meaning, in this case, can you think of a number 7 times something equal to 6? That doesn't come to your head immediately. Maybe not for most, right? But in this case, we're going to get a fraction answer. You have to divide both sides by 7. So if you think of 6 divided by 7, wait a minute, I throw that in my calculator, I get a ongoing decimal, repeating decimal. That's no good because IXO marked that incorrectly because you're rounding your answer. So you leave it as 6 over 7 unless you can reduce to a simpler answer. You do have to simplify your answer as stated in the directions, otherwise it will mark them incorrect and that'll just give you more practice problems. So let's try a few. Find the y-intercept of the following equation. And now you can use that method we just discussed, which is, I guess, the more proper way of showing your work, but you can also use the shortcut I explained in the previous lesson, which is take the c term here and always take this number and divide by the number in front of the intercept you're looking for. So we're looking for y-intercept. So what is the coefficient of y? There's an invisible 1 here. So 8 divided by 1. Can we simplify that? Yes, 8 divided by 1 is just 8. So the y-intercept is 8. That's the fast way. And that works because when you plug in a 0 here, that eliminates the 10x. That's why we're left with y is equal to 8. Okay, so we'll use this shortcut as we go through these problems. So we immediately look for the c term. That's the number by itself on one side of the equal sign, 1. And since we are looking for the x-intercept, we will divide it by the coefficient of x. That is an invisible 1 here, so 1 gets divided by 1, and that is 1. Again, don't type 1 divided by 1, actually simplify it to just 1. Or IXO will mark this incorrect because you were instructed to simplify your answer. Let's start here. I would just start by typing negative 9 divided by, what are we looking for? The y-intercept. The y-intercept in this case is negative 1 because that's an invisible 1. So we have negative 9 divided by negative 1. Can we simplify that? Well, we have a negative divided by a negative. That becomes positive. So immediately the negatives go away. And 9 divided by 1, that is 9. So simply put, this would be a 9. Y-intercept equals 9. And submit that. Find the x-intercept. So we take c, or in this case 5, divided by the coefficient of x, which is 1. 5 divided by 1, just 5. So some of these will get a little more complicated. You'll get some fractions. This is a slightly tricky one. New. 0 divided by, we are looking for the x-intercept, so we divided by 7. 0 divided by any number, remember, is 0. So the x-intercept is 0. And notice that if we were to look for the y-intercept, 0 divided by 10, the y-intercept would also be equal to 0. We'll talk more about that later when we get into graphing. Find the y-intercept of the following equation. Okay, y-intercept. So we take this 5 divided by the coefficient of y, which is 5 divided by 5, 1. Again, don't type 5 over 5 because that is not simplified. You will be marked incorrect and have to do some more problems. Nope, there's the 0 again. 0 divided by the x-intercept is, we're looking for the coefficient of x, 4. So 0 divided by 4 gives us an x-intercept of 0. Again, they don't get too much more difficult other than you end up with some fractions on occasion. Here we go. The y-intercept, this will be 7 divided by 7. That's a whole number, 1. Let's look for the y-intercept. So 10 divided by y. So if you visualize that, 10 divided by, not y, but the coefficient of y, 3. 10 divided by 3. Can we divide that and get a nice clean number? No. Okay. Next step is ask yourself, can I reduce this fraction? Is there a number both of these can be divided by? No. So now we leave that as 10 over 3. There will be some problems where you can simplify. Make sure you simplify. Otherwise, again, they will be marked incorrect. The x-intercept, so 3 divided by the coefficient of x, 10. So 3 over 10. Can we reduce this? No. Let's go ahead and submit. You can, again, just start working on these problems and come back to the video if needed to see some more problems. I'll do another one or a couple until we get some examples where we actually have to reduce. 4, and we're looking for the y-intercept, 4 divided by negative 2. So if you think 4 divided by negative 2, yes, that can be simplified. That divides into negative 2. Okay, looking for the x-intercept. So again, these are another set of problems that are not reducing any further. Negative 3 divided by 4, that just stays as negative 3 over 4. We cannot reduce that, but again, the trickiest these will get is you have to reduce on occasion. All right, so you know what? Here it is, negative 2. We're looking for the y-intercept, negative 2 divided by 18. Negative 2 over 18. Okay, negative 2 over 18. Wow, yes, that's true. It's not simple, or simplified rather. So let's go ahead and simplify this. What can we divide both of these numbers by? Yes, 2. 2 divided by 2 becomes a 1. 18 divided by 2 becomes 9. So this is negative 1/9. Okay, I'll leave you with this, and that should be enough to get through the rest of this topic. Remember to help each other out.